Alright, now continuing our going through of the new characters' movesets, let's look at Gyokko now. Just once again, this is not a combo guide or a tutorial, this is just a showcase of all of the things he can do in his whole moveset. So let's just look at the regular combos first. Regular target combo, up target combo, air target combo, and down target combo. All of them are pretty standard. It's good that his up and down target combo are just single hits, because that's a pretty good way of, like, if the last hit is just a single hit, then you can hit that no matter how small that last tiny bit of your combo meter is, which is just, a satisfying way to end a lot of combos sometimes. His dive kick is double hitting. It is kind of good though. One thing I'll note, because I have played around with him a bit, it's good that he leaves him in this extremely close to the opponent, because he does have some certain properties where his moves work differently if he's close to the opponent. So sometimes you might use this dive kick, especially if you want to go into this special here that acts differently when you're far away versus when you're close. When you're far away it looks like this, and when it's close it launches like we saw before. So yeah, pretty normal moveset. Even his throw, which looks kind of crazy and unique, the range isn't actually that special on it. You can't really tell, maybe if I go behind him. But it really does not go far at all, this giant water splash. You have to be right, even here, I'm almost on the opponent. It's really not long range, it's just very flashy. It does decent damage though, 1700. Guard special? Heavy, whatever this is called, when you guard and then press the dash button. This is pretty average, just a single strike. And he does do the dash up before, which is good because I thought that every character did this, but turns out Gyomei doesn't, he just has a suction. But yeah, being able to dash up the opponent is super good, because then on any knockdown or something, you can be all the way over here. They think they're just waiting for my fish or some kind of Oki, and I just break their guard instantly. It's good to have a dashing armor tech. So yeah, pretty standard normals in all regards, basically. It is unfortunate that his dive kick starts a red combo though. Okay, specials. We have... Regular special is this really interesting fish projectile situation. It's a set number of hits, even though it looks like you could hold it or mash it to do more, but it does a decent amount of damage for a projectile, and a special 1200 is pretty average, but it goes full screen, so, strong. It does a little bit less damage the further away you go, as you saw it did 900 there, 900 again here, and, it can even do more damage at certain ranges, so I guess it's a bit... I didn't know that. Maybe it can apply to different combos. I don't know. Find out later. But yeah, it's cool. And what's interesting about it is that you can cancel out right while he's doing it. So you can kind of get these fish coming out and you're kind of traveling behind them. So of course that means you can go for combos, but that also means that you can be very advantageous. So I don't know how to set him up to block, but you can be full screen, throw out these fish and be dashing in right behind them to go for a throw. So having that slightly higher damaging throw can be pretty good. Let's see what that actually looks like if he's always guarding. So I throw these out. How close can I be behind them? Yeah, I hit immediately after the last fish. So that's pretty good pressure that you can get from full screen very easily. And being able to cancel it is super strong because, actually let's put it on one hit guard. Being able to cancel it is super strong because if you throw this out and the opponent has dodged it or something, you don't want to be just standing here doing the animation the whole time. You can be like, oh crap, get me out of here and block. Or oh, get me out of this. And maybe you can dodge a punish or something, which is good. Yeah, interesting move, decent damage. It can be part of your combos, but it's mainly going to be a zoning tool, and it's good that it's a zoning tool that's not very, strict. You can really get out of it, you can escape, and, yeah, it does decent damage, and because it can cancel into things, you can easily convert it into combos if you hit confirm it. Okay. And in the air, it works the exact same because he actually just does a backflip and does the same move. So that's also going to be really good for zoning because you can be pretending to go on offense and coming in, but then you actually back off, go for this, and yada yada. Good move. Right. Tilt special. This is exactly what it looks like. It's pretty similar to Akaza's tilt special of the same appearance. Unfortunately, even though it does a lot of damage, you can't get a free dash cancel at the end. Anytime you cancel into anything, that's going to cost you meter. So in my opinion, in order to use it effectively to get damage in combos, of course you want to be using it because it does a lot of damage, but go into another special so that you can get the dash up for free. That way you're getting 2 specials and 1 dash in the same amount of time that you could have done them separately, if that makes sense. You're not spending meter on the dash and you're managing to get in 2 specials worth of damage. So that seems like somewhat of an ideal way to get damage coming out. These combos are not optimal, of course, but just generally, it seems good. It is kind of unique, but it can also be cancelled from various points. Like, I'm pretty sure you can... Okay, I was just trying to step cancel. You can't step cancel, but you can cancel into other specials at kind of any point before the last hit. As you can see here, I can either do the full thing and then wait and then go for another special, or I can even like cancel it before that last hit comes out, which is interesting. And like I mentioned, the different proximity stuff will have an effect on your combos. So if I cancel the last hit and I do this, I get that big bouncing version of this guard special, where if I get the full thing and a bit of a launcher, we're at some distance now, and I get this version where I can get an aerial follow-up. Both of them are useful in different ways, but it's cool that you can have control over how you get the different properties of moves. But yeah, decent damaging, pretty good tracking, and it comes out really quite fast. And in the air, it's exceptionally good because, once again, just like a Kaza, it's amazingly fast, reaches amazingly far away, and you can actually just recover instantly from it and just get aerial attacks from it, which is so strong. So this is even better than the grounded version for combos because you just get free follow-ups and the best type of follow-up, which is aerial attack strings. Really, really good. Right, and then guard special. This is his invincible or armored move. He's actually armored, but you know, similar. It does have two versions, and I was a bit confused at the start because it's not like a double tap or a hold to get the different effects. It's actually proximity based, like I've mentioned a few times. So if I'm just, you know, a regular distance away, it's going to start a red combo, but hey, you know, at least it starts a combo. You can get a little bit of damage after it, whatever you like. Also, if the opponent is airborne when you land this version, you recover fast enough that you can get a free dash up afterwards, which is lovely. But if you're really close to the opponent, you get a new effect. It's still the same animation, but it hits them 3 times, does more damage, 1,800, which is quite damaging for a single special move, especially not a demon skill. And yeah, this one actually can't be like followed up easily. You can't get regular attacks, you can't get a dash up, but it does leave you at the perfect distance to go for a tilt special. And because it does so much damage, and well, both of these specials do so much damage, this can be an interesting way of getting some optimal situations in your combos. If I didn't time that wrong, I could have got the dash up and finished it there. But yeah, it's interesting, especially when you're kind of going for optimals, like, or potentially optimals. Like, let me show a combo example here, where you use the 2 versions of the same special in one combo. So I go for like this, regular one that hits multiple times, dive kick to get the close version, and oops. If that doesn't drop, it does work. I've shown it in my combo guide. You can time that, and then you've got that extremely high damaging guard special right before your ultimate. And that's kind of like a somewhat more optimal way of getting a meter dump, which is cool. So yeah, interesting move. Unfortunately, of course, it's very unsafe because it's like your DP. You can't cancel it into anything, even other specials or whatever, so just do be careful. Now we have extra specials because we are a demon. We've got our demon bar. So, neutral demon skill is summoning these fish. Classic aqua-based fighter in a game. You summon some little fish and they blow some things at the opponent. These are... I'm not sure, because I haven't used them so much online yet. I'm not sure how strong they actually are. Spending a whole demon gauge for them seems a little rough, especially when, what's that other new demon's name? I forgot. He can summon these dragons that have way more powerful effects, like Unblockable, that does like 2,000, 3,000 damage, and like the combo starting, like yellow combo starting, giant scream, like he seems to have a lot stronger things, whereas these just kind of go towards the opponent and blow some needles. And they start a red combo when they do hit, and it's like severely scaled. So if you do convert, you're not going to get much, but it is super strong to be able to have set play in this game. And one thing I will say is strong about them is when you bring them out, they do just keep going and just making their way towards the opponent no matter what's going on. They don't have like a set thing. Okay, apparently they do have a set distance, but even if they get to the opponent and they can't, like the opponent's moving around, they'll just keep following them until I guess a certain timeout that I just reached then. As you can see, they are slightly off time from each other as well, which can be good. But yeah, there's various ways to set these up. So you can set them up from like your neutral special, because that leads to a quick bounce on the opponent, so they can kind of accidentally reset themselves. Or just anytime you end a combo in a blowout. Probably not this, because they'll start attacking before the opponent wakes up, but any other way that we've been ending our combos that kind of just blasts them away. Every time we did a long combo, the opponent blows out, you can go for some pressure, go for a throw, or a fully charged this. And yeah, you can maybe get some stuff. But yeah, interesting. I'm not super sure how useful they will be, but maybe they will end up being oppressive in the context of his moveset, but I'm just not super sure yet. Like, there is definitely potential. Like, as you can see, they do lock down the opponent. I'm just skeptical. But they're cool. Now, Tilt Demon skill is kind of a classic demon thing. You go armored. I think like Demon Nezuko has this as well. You go armored, kind of teleport to the opponent, and you have this combo starter. It does decent damage, but it does use a lot of combo timer. By the time this thing is done, you've already used almost a third of your combo timer. You can cancel it early, actually, like even after the first hit or whatever. So it is interesting that it's very, very safe and very, very modular. And you can cancel into special moves and whatnot as well at any point, which is interesting. And I think that will lead to some unique stuff that I haven't experimented with yet. But at the very least, if you let the whole thing rock, you can get a free dash up. It does take, once again, a lot of your combo timer, but at least you can get free combos from this. And of course, this is going to be a super easy way of converting off of stuff like your projectile. Once again, not huge damage, but an easy conversion nonetheless, and extremely safe considering the fact that even if you go for it, you can cancel at any point, go for grab. Like, I actually didn't even know if I did the grab successfully there. It came out so fast before I even noticed. So there is definitely a lot of strengths to it, even though it's not a super hard-hitting skill. Super? Wow, actually reaches really far. I have no idea how far this goes. But maybe that's how he can convert from his projectiles easily. Okay, yeah, not full screen, but definitely far enough. So if you do something like this and somehow you know it's going to connect, even though there I definitely didn't, it'll connect. But it connects from a lot of really important things like regular attack strings, your main specials, even, like I mentioned, this, if you're fast enough, you can get that to connect. And that can be just really high chunks of damage that don't scale much, and I don't know, it's very satisfying that can link after that. But yeah, that's Gyokko. He's very interesting, he's got setups, he's, I think, probably one of my favorite demons at the moment, especially after Enmu has gotten pretty neutered in a lot of ways. This guy at least has setups, and some interesting, like, looking moves. Of course, you know I always like my water characters. And he has some unique ways of extending combos, and you know I love some interesting modular combo routes that change depending on what you want to get done. I just think that's very, very satisfying. But yeah, that's Gyokko. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.